very icy out at the moment, and I'm struggling to get traction with the trailer on the back of the car. It's -1 today. Hello and welcome to Launching Florence. For those people who haven't been watching, I built this tiny little rowing boat during lockdown, and today on the last day of the year and the coldest, we're going to put the boat in the water for the first time. So this is launch day. I'm forced to follow a bit of a different format from here. Just as you can see me struggling to get into the Florence, the microphone was struggling to pick up anything other than vast amounts of weather. Still, that cold morning air and glorious sunlight makes for some captivating gratuity shots of the boat, of which you'll see a lot during the remainder of the video. I've never mounted these oars before, and you can see me starting to come to terms with the slightly frightening wobbliness of the vessel. There you go. Oars secured. Ish. Hello. That prop looks dangerously close to that expensive jet ski. I don't know why they insisted on launching downstream of me. Perhaps next time I'll wait for the slip to clear. I must admit to having been a teensy bit trepidatious when setting out into that fast-flowing channel in a homemade boat. But spoiler alert, it was fine. We were launching from Teignmouth in Devon, where the ebbing tide reaches 5 or 6 knots, and bearing in mind there's a big river flowing here as well as the sea running out. So here you can see me rowing against a strong current in a homemade boat and having not rowed anything all year. I don't think I'm doing it all bad, all things considered. Of course, if you put too much of the boat's length against the current, you start to go a bit backwards. Strange how the quality of the sunlight makes this look quite summery. I can assure you, it was nothing of the sort. I've got the prop sitting low in the water there, adding to my drag. Not clever. My partner Anna is filming from the shore. I'm shouting to her that I probably need some more ballast to make it a bit less frightening. In fairness, I sort of already knew this, but was eager to put her in the water anyway. Yeah, very wobbly. Anyway, I'm minding my own business in a boat I made for a couple of £100, and all the while I'm thinking about these expensive jet skis. We're about the same size. I think with some revisions and a more thrusty engine, I could be having as much fun for a lot less money. Talking of the engine, it takes a while for the little Minn Kota to get her up to speed, but once we overcome the current, it feels like we're flying along. Oh, there's a bow wave and everything. I don't want to get too carried away because, well, I still don't want to risk getting carried away to France. Time to come in. That's enough wet, frightening time for one day. From a distance it looks very placid and safe. When you're out there in the middle of winter though, well, you just want to come in for some warm cocoa. Hello Heidi. And now the bit where I start talking about how I should have done things differently, if only I'd engaged my brain. For me though, part of the joy of building Florence was going off plan, experimenting. There are boat plans available. You can even download software that lets you experiment with the hydrodynamics of different hull shapes. To me though, that sounds too much like my day job, far too organised. But Florence has taught me a lot about making things up as you go along. With a wooden boat, if you don't like something, you can just cut it out and change it. Here I was trying to explain that the seats look lovely but are completely pointless and stupid. I need to gut it all out and make some comfortable space lower down in the boat. It's a charming object as it stands, but I need to build in some practicality to make it usable. The other thing that's pretty obvious is that despite that impressive freeboard to keep us dry, 2 adults simply won't fit. Now we come on to the placement of the outboard. I put it there thinking I would be able to sit on the opposite bench seat, but at this scale, anything off centre is frankly just dangerous. You can see from the hastily improvised bracket that this was a test fit. it's likely that the boat needs a sort of cutout in the transom to lower the shaft. The whole transom board is about 2 feet tall, which is definitely too much here. And they are really fiddly things, these bodgy brackets. One option here would be to mount batteries and motor low down for a sort of electric speedboat configuration. The other option is to create an extended outboard bracket, like you'd see on a yacht. I'm about to explain something in person, in the water, so please be aware that the wind noise is about to intrude quite strongly, shortly.
So one of the things that's been impressing me is actually just how manoeuvrable she is and how fast and effortlessly she moves through the water. So the stability isn't there, which we can solve through adding ballast and potentially extra material down here to add to some buoyancy. But she is quite a nifty little mover. Very easy to handle, like that.
And with that, the test float was over. It was fun. It left me with quite a to-do list, and I'm sure when I make some revisions there will be episodes to follow. It's been a privilege to build something like this and to share it with you all. But that's it for now. From Heidi, Florence, Anna and I, it's time to say goodbye.